So I don't know what you're going to talk about today, James, for
How
the big
about you?
dinner.
Yeah, I don't
Well, I'm
have
going to
any.
mention Superman Returns.
Yeah, the
Long
return
and
to
boring.
Superman. Long and boring, but I
Yeah.
stayed awake during it.
And it's
Mainly
amazing.
because I was eating popcorn,
Like, I would have bought this,
back in the day.
no, like when, over the last 8 years or whatever.
Hmm.
And thinking back, I was just buying things because I was depressed. And I think a lot of people do that. They go shopping when they're depressed. Looking at all the things that I bought, including Superman Returns, which this sucks. I would have paid probably half price for it because it has an MCC price tag. So maybe I got it on half price sale. So maybe it was $1. It's priced at $2. I'm
Yeah,
hoping I didn't pay
it
$2,
would.
but it's not worth that.
It's not worth $1.
It's not even worth $1. It's not worth one's time.
Well, yeah, there was. I had a big bowl of popcorn, thanks to you, and it had some chili,
Yes.
kind of sauce. What would you call that? Powder, and then a little turmeric thrown in for good measure, right? And that made it worthwhile. I stayed awake. I wouldn't. I would have just dropped off to sleep.
And olive oil and Himalayan pink salt. It's amazing.
I'm telling you
Like,
that olive oil on. Don't bother with margarine or butter. You know that unhealthy stuff. Olive oil works great
well,
on popcorn. So,
that's why I don't think, like, right now, my shorts are too big and stuff. Right now, I'm not worried about eating too much fat or anything. I don't think, even with my cholesterol, I don't know. I'm pretty thin right now.
even
But
though you drink one of these smoothies a day,
yes,
and
and a big plate of Greekish salad, because I haven't been putting the olives because I only have one jar of olives in the house and I wanted to save it.
or something special.
Well, it's just once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like going out to the store.
Yeah, who does? Well, lots of people, sadly.
Anyway,
Too many people.
so
like
I have.
going
It's
out.
almost been a Greek salad, but it doesn't have feta. We haven't been eating feta
Yeah,
on
you
it.
know,
It's
like I haven't
fine.
even noticed that missing. You know, like.
I did when we first
Mhm.
started
Mhm.
omitting it
Yeah.
because I loved goat.
Sure, goat cheese is pretty good. But, I'm kind of lactose intolerant. I think even to that sort of stuff. No, you've been making great Greek salad.
We'll have one later again today.
I'm looking forward.
But we went out Saskatoon making this morning.
Picking.
Picking.
I just missed it. But anyway, it was our best day so far. So we got
They were
more
big
than the days.
and plentiful.
And just about the right. There were a few that had gone.
Yeah.
Birds
And
had
lots
come
that
along.
still haven't ripened, though, too.
So it was. I just
perfect day for
picked
it.
up. Like it was a small bucket. It was for olives, incidentally. Like someone was asking me where you picking, the other day, and I said, "Yeah, I'm picking olives," because it still has a label on.
But
got a bit of a laugh.
no, I picked an ice cream bucket full, almost completely full, maybe 3/4.
So no one's asked you what you're picking. I was telling you should say I'm picking ice cream.
Well,
So was that
I'm not
butterscotch?
friendly with people. I don't say hi first. I try not to make eye contact. I don't want to talk to people. And usually people understand that and they leave me alone. Sometimes some people will start talking to me and then I just, answer with yes or no or whatever and they move on. With James,
No.
he's extremely social. He starts up the conversations and continues them forever.
Sometimes.
But
Anyway,
I'm not that way.
what was that?
I'm not that way.
Yeah, we're different that way. So we kind of complement each other, possibly. Anyway, but someone today kind of interacted with you without your initially without your knowledge. Right? You don't want to talk about that.
No, I would bring it up if I wanted to.
Well, you know, I'm giving you your chance because
No.
I'm not mentioning it. Anyway, let me think. Anything else you wanted to talk about besides that?
You wanted to talk about COVID.
I'm not sure if I do. I get sick
Okay.
and tired of it. But what was it? What was? Did we hear anything particularly stupid?
No, the only thing that I've been frustrated about is the schools opening up in September.
Without
And,
required masking.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And really what they need to do also is they need to make sure, like I talked about this yesterday,
Mhm.
they need to make sure that children don't move around, so you have one classroom. Because I know in high school they get you ready for going to university and moving you around to different classes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if universities should be that way. They should have some sort of planned program that you apply to go into, because you need a certain number of courses. Why take them at different times? So just go into those same, and they should be in the same room. So that's it. You're in the one room, you don't move around, and you're not in contact with any other students from any other classrooms, and because otherwise it's going to spread. It's going to spread like crazy.
It's going to
So-
be nuts. I'm really afraid of what's going to happen with this neurological thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
They know with the Spanish flu, the two different waves have two very different segments of the population in terms of age. Why would they expect something different?
Oh, you wanted to talk about the Hutterite outbreak. That's what you wanted to
So
talk
remember me predicting they'd have problems with Hatteras?
about. Yeah.
So my dad used to teach how to write colonies, and so did my mom, actually. And my dad, oh my gosh, he'd come home with boils. Now I don't know what was causing them. I'd like to think they have high standards of cleanliness and all that sort of stuff, but the communal lifestyle. It's not that good. I think, I'm a left winger, but I don't believe in that social kind of thing. I'm maybe a social kind of animal, but hanging with a bunch of people, I got a good sense of it from seeing what the Hutterites were like. They're nice and all that sort of stuff. And then, actually, Rolling Stone magazine, for all its faults, was pretty good around the early 70s when I started getting into it. And what it was doing was exposing so often communal lifestyles. People were trying that, death and lifestyles or life and death styles. They were almost, it wasn't just Charlie Manson's family, it's a Lyman family. People just had these horrible ideas, almost invariably it ended up being some sort of a stupid cult led by, or misled by some stupid Führer or whatever. So, I don't know. Anyway, Saskatchewan is having a major league outbreak. It's worse than Alberta's per capita. I think twice as bad. It looks like 2/3 of it's on Hutterite colonies. Wow. Hutterites, take care of yourselves. Like, take care of everyone else, because we see you around here in the cities in your van
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And you have some sort of social responsibility, I'm sorry. I know you're not listening in. Theoretically, you're not supposed to be, but Wow. That's shameful. Anyway, I don't know what can be done to. I don't know what they've got in terms of washroom facilities and their how they do baths. I don't know if they have a shower, but I think they don't do it together. But, I think they kind of share this stuff. And I think that's how they're spreading the boils around. With COVID, you can't be doing stuff like that. Or else you got to have real high standards of cleanliness. It's a problem. I anticipated it. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Thanks for reminding me about that. Yeah. But yeah, I was saying to someone who's quite left-leaning, I mean not crazily so, a while back. Yeah. Left-winger. But I was skeptical about socialism. And I was saying, look at how where it's been realized over a long period of time. Look at the Amish, look at the Hutterites. It tends to be conservative. Socialism is actually conservative. It's not really left wing. Left wing is about democracy, it's not about socialism. So it's about sharing power. Not about sharing goods and that sort of stuff. You look at the Hutterites, you look at their names. They're like, that's teacher. They're not peasant. The one is, let me think. I think one was a blacksmith. That's not peasant. And one was a Hutter. I think that's a hat maker or something like that. Hutter is German for hat. So originally, these folks were kind of like cutting edge, maybe. They weren't aristocrats, they weren't peasants. But they just got stuck in a time warp. It's amazing, I think that's what tends to happen with socialism. You're supposed to share your beliefs, communal. The community depends on you conforming and stuff like that. It's amazing to see how conservative those two movements have been. Not a good advertising for socialism. I was skeptical about socialism back then, and now I've seen what's happened. There's lots of folks who identify with it, and they've just become more and more conservative. Skeptical about, ultra skeptical about science. It's nothing new. The Hutterites do that. Amish are nothing new. I'm skeptical about science too. But the way to carry out that skepticism is require that scientists actually follow the scientific method. The worst scientists don't. And really, that's what democracy is about. It's about taking something like a scientific approach to things. And that's why I want to see yearly elections at every level, including down at the production level. And that's where I am kind of overlap with socialism. I believe in something like a union movement, but where something like a union actually runs various firms and things like that. So, and where they share the profits and so on and so forth. But how is that related to scientific method? The whole thing is, you have a yearly election. Government newly elected has a year to get things together. They experiment. They fail with the experiment. It's the right and also the duty of the electorate to toss them. Get rid of them. Let's try someone else. I'm going to try out a different experiment. And so on and so forth. That, to a large extent, is why democracy works so much better, although definitely not perfectly, than all the other systems out there. Anyway, that's about it.
Okay, well, what I was going to say about popcorn is that it is not a health food. If I've often seen people recommend popcorn to try to lose weight and whatever, no, that will not happen. Because when you're eating popcorn, you think of it as, okay, do you eat popcorn plain? Probably not. You probably don't hot air popcorn and just munch on the dry little styrofoam-like pieces. Nobody does. So, and think about it. You put in like maybe this much corn kernels into the popper, and it makes a big bowl full. And it pops right up. And
So what you're saying is you
only
largely eat air, right?
No, you largely eat fat.
Well,
you eat like this
the-
much corn kernels, and you definitely eat that much fat. And you'll be putting a lot of, like, even we put a lot of olive oil
Yeah.
when we cook.
But it's the additives that you're worried about. The fat additives, right?
So, no, it's just I'm saying it's not a health food. It's not a weight loss food, popcorn, and it's often seen as being a weight loss food. It's not. So
We've been eating a lot of popcorn recently.
we have, but we've
Yeah.
been hiking a shoot load, and I mean, James picked those berries himself this morning, and that's about half of what he picked. He didn't pick a whole lot.
It's tough on my
But-
back.
I picked a whole lot.
Colleen did. She's
Um,
got a
So I put it
challenge
in.
for her back, but I got 5 fractured vertebrae.
When I'm this thin, it doesn't hurt me too badly.
No.
So I'm not packing a lot of weight on it.
Mm.
So I just have to stay thin, but that has its problems too. I'm more likely to get emotional and stuff
Mm.
then, or angry.
Mm.
It depends on the day, I suppose, or something.
Mm.
But anyway, and also you're eating a lot of salt on your popcorn. You may not realize it. But
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for the high blood pressure.
But again, we've been eating it when we come back in after a hike. We're probably short of electrolytes.
Yeah, well, we've had a little bit of low blood pressure anyway.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. So. But I have put on pounds, like I put
With the
on
popcorn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks.
Well, he likes a lot of oil in his popcorn.
I do.
So
The
much.
last couple of weeks I put on 4 pounds. So now understand, how many pounds would I have lost? I was down to 147, about 30 pounds, since the beginning of the year. They keep on telling me at the cancer clinic, you better be putting on weight. You don't understand the issues, but
Yeah, he basically gave up eating bread because we don't
Yeah.
know to get free bread anymore.
Yeah.
So I've been making him bread with really healthy stuff.
and it's just don't have it as regularly.
No, like I grind up oats for oat flour and stuff,
Mm.
and I was putting chia seeds in that, and psyllium husk powder, and quinoa.
Yeah, it makes a pretty good sandwich.
What else?
Yeah.
There's some
Oh.
other things I've tried putting in his bread.
Mm.
Black rice powder. How much did I put in there? Oh, I did not find that ground almond worked very well at all in the bread.
Well,
That was too bad.
yeah. Did you find it made a little bit
Like,
fall apart
rocks?
and stuff? A bit like that.
yeah. It didn't work well.
Yeah.